You can discern it from the lived reality. Are they indeed to you, or do you see a genuine potential for best friend, ultimate lover, life partner, mission partner, teacher, and student? That is what you can ask yourself. When you already do your twin flame a little bit or a lot, you can feel into your heart if they actually do have these roles towards you genuinely. So you can look at the roles. Are they as well a best friend as a lover, and not only one of them? Are they also a teacher to me and my student? Everything should be present when felt, the foundation of what's going on. Maybe it's not in the full expression of it as of yet, but it should be present at the foundation, and you can discern that when you're sensitive, and you are a sensitive being. You're certainly able to sense if these roles are there in relationship to you when you are sensitive to all the beautiful universal expressions that come towards you when you are on this journey. And you are on this journey, so you're a sensitive person. You'll be able to sense that. And you can also feel if they are genuine in these roles. They're not fake in these roles. They're not trying to do as if they're your teacher only, but they genuinely are. They're not trying to do romantically to you to have some secondary benefit, but they're not actually your ultimate lover. It is a genuine thing that we're looking for, and sometimes that can give problems because we may have been raised and thus programmed and grew up in a society that is very much based on false empathy and false identity even. So that really needs from you to be honest with yourself. But this is, I believe, a very grounded method to actually discern if you are thinking about that person and if it is your true twin flame or not. Because the true twin flame is your best friend. Well, that is the first thing on my list today. And for me, my true twin flame was my best friend. I certainly thought about him as my best friend in the entire universe because it felt like that in my heart between us, even more than a decade before I revealed him definitively as my true twin flame, as distinct from false twin flames. Even more than a decade before I definitively revealed him, I already felt this was my best friend in eternity. And actually, I could have, looking back, that's why this is so valuable for you, so you save time looking back. I could have already noticed that this was actually a huge twin flame sign, that he felt to me as my best friend. Even though we didn't necessarily even do the things together that best friends maybe do together, or like, let's say, female best friends, female to female in their teenage years or even their early 20s, they would spend a lot of time together and gossip about everything they feel, and on 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 and on. And that was not the feeling of it. It felt actually much more grounded and anchored in reality, in truth, and in divine love. That this was absolutely the best friend I have. Not even like that female to female teenage kind of like way, but it was like we would met up once in a couple of years and had a talk, and the underlying feeling of that sitting together and sipping our cocktail and having a talk, having an update of our lives that we share together in these intimate moments, even though it was maybe in a bar or something, it felt as though underneath of that, I felt that we were actually true best friends. It felt as if I was catching up with the one person that was truly interested in me in such a way that he would want to know how I was doing and catch up with me and be interested in me, for me, right? Not even for like this friend to friend girls chatter or something that so-called best friends do in their teenage years. No, he was interested in me. And even when that wasn't like the most warm expression full of hugs and loving mentions of loving things that you could ever imagine, to me and for us and for him, and how much we were able to connect at that time, that was dramatically in the direction of best friends in the entire universe. And I really felt it like that. And it was something that remained in my heart long after we had been catching up with a drink in a bar. Yeah. And I would think of him like that. I would feel it in my heart like that. I would cycle along a road nearby where he worked or where he lived, and I would think of him, and I would feel the sensation of my true best friend in the world, even though I was, for certain reasons, not yet able to say out loud that this was the true twin flame. It stood out to me always. The ultimate lover is what they are. So you can ask yourself, are they that to me? And you can, for instance, see that in like, are they doing the true romantic things that fit with how I receive true romantic things? You know, does that click in? Is it my true romantic lover, my ultimate lover? Or are they just pretending to be the ultimate lover? Well, for me, for instance, this was revealed that he was my ultimate lover because he stepped back from being, let's say, the executor of his sexual interest in me when that was not opportune to do that, to not hurt my feelings. This was actually a sign that it was my ultimate lover and not someone that was going to take advantage of me because I was a little bit vulnerable and a little bit fragile, and I had shown him that I was into him sexually. And he did not take advantage of that. You see, that was a sign of him being my ultimate lover, because he would only do that if everything would fit. And even though there were many things going on at that moment, what I'm now talking about, that might even seem to indicate the contrary of it, this is still a true feeling, a sense that I got from him that was true. So you're going to discern with the true vibration that they're giving you, like the true depth of their actions. Not only them, I don't know, flirting around a little bit and I don't know, they're not really connected to themselves. I'm sorry, this moment happens also. Yeah, because I was sometimes like that also, so I understand. But underneath it, the core of what they're doing to you, are they actually the ultimate lover? And what should the ultimate lover be for you? I mean, it can also help to get clear on that for yourself, right? Is the ultimate lover to you someone that just jumps on you sexually because you've given them access to your house and told them that you really, really like them and were into them, and just grabs that chance? Or is the ultimate lover someone that is like, oh, okay, let me, even though I'm clumsy, and I may have made a mistake. Let me correct, and let me feel this out in the real way, and in a way that you can sense that something deeper is going on there. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that sense of, something's deeper going on there. In truth, in reality, not because they're trying to feign something to you, not because they're trying to take from you. Well, that could mean that you're taking from yourself, because the true twin flame also mirrors to you how you are living dark sides in yourself without knowing. That's true. And if it's that, then you can discern that by knowing yourself, by seeing it as a mirror and asking yourself how you feel about that, going deeper with it. That was something that they mirrored. It was from me. Okay. You can find that out with the key tool that I share in our Facebook group called Your Abundance. That's where we do twin flame inner work. And you can find a tool there and resources about it and worksheets that you can download, videos that explain it, and a monthly workshop that makes you experience it. They will be your ultimate lover because they will have shared values with you. Underlying values, right? Core values. Are they indeed your ultimate lover? Do you see them as someone that you ideally would be with because of their character, because of who they are? And when their character is truly been endangered because of maybe abuse they've received, and now they're like self-esteem has gone down dramatically, okay, but then it's that thing and they can overcome that. And then nevertheless, you can sense through that, is this the ultimate lover for me? Because the ultimate lover can also have hurt and trauma. But through that, can you see through that and sense that it is actually your ultimate lover? Now, for myself, I was very traumatized actually by a narcissistic upbringing and being sexually abused under that umbrella. And I was all the time attracted to people with very, 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 very low self-esteem and huge trauma themselves. These were not my ultimate lover, but it did reflect how I thought about myself, you see. But when I would have been honest to myself and I really assessed, is that my ultimate lover, these people that were, looking back, my false twin flames, that mirrored my incredibly low self-esteem because I was truly victimized and that was not healed inside of me yet, then I would say, when I would have been honest, then I would say no, because they're really weird people, very hurt, deeply hurt, and not in the way that I can see through them and through that, so that they will be, my ultimate lover when they would be healed. No, in a way that I could sense that something was wrong. Yeah. But my ultimate lover, my true twin flame, he may have had trouble loving himself for some decades still, but I could sense through that he was actually my ultimate lover. And he was really a person that I could see through his potential issues that he was still working on towards someone that is really, really, really a fantastic, beautiful, amazing lover for me, for uniquely me. No doubt about that. But I was not able for a long time to be honest about that and really see that and say that that was really the ultimate lover for me because I was hurt. So I wasn't able to be honest about that. Nevertheless, this video is here to make you aware that you can actually check off, is this my ultimate lover and do they have that role towards me genuinely? And that's how you know if it's your true twin flame. Are they your life partner that is the ultimate for you? That's something you could ask yourself as well. For me, when I look at our actual relationship and how that developed over time, and what happened is that he is my ultimate life partner, because he is the one that did a thing for himself, developed his own skill of life and living and family and money in the time that I was living my life trying to deepen to the core of spiritual truth and what that would give for me to live as a life, and researching that and going deeper in that and communing with the Christed Masters to make that be an established core of light and love inside of me, and concluding the relationship with my spiritual teacher that I met when I was 20, and repairing the bounds to religion and cultural pasts by repairing my spiritual integrity. And I was very much busy with that. And you can see that first we took a decade to study after we met as teenagers in school. Then we took a decade to work on these separate things that we had as goals in our life as very important. And then we go to a new time in which we can be together. This is really already a life partner when you look back, because their life coincides with what my life is going through, and the important elements can have a place in that without neglecting other things in a way that is matching up and complementing each other. Even before we, you might say, are going towards an actual life partnership, how we usually say that word in society, in social life. And in that one, I could also see him as my life partner, because we have complementary desires of life. And you can check that out with someone. You can have a conversation about that. And because we have the same underlying core values, and you can check that out with them, they will also be willing to have a conversation with you about your core values. They will be willing to together work on that question, what they even are. And a false twin flame will not be eager to go with you there at all. I remember when I tried to have real conversations with a false twin flame that I truly believed and made very important was the twin flame. And I remember trying to talk to him in a real way, an actual way about true topics, and trying to confront him a little bit, like, why did you actually do this action like this? I'm curious what's going on. And he just would not go there. You see, he would not be wanting to invest in our relationship to work things out, let alone invest in a research together what our shared values are that are underlying, so that we can start to build that together. He would not go there with me. He would just pretend to go there with me. in the sense that he would not run out of the building, but he would remain seated and silent until I stopped complaining. That was like the feeling that came from him towards me, while I was just wanting to have real conversations about real topics and about why he really did something for real. And that was just not something that was opening up for him. A false twin flame will not be willing to invest in getting real with you and researching things, but a true twin flame will. And you can sense that sometimes even before you really did that all the way with your values and your desires and all of that. You can sense it. Your true twin flame will be a mission partner that is truly viable, that you realistically could work together with, because your core feeling of what you stand for as your union will 100% mix and collide and be birthed through you coming together in harmonious union even. And the skills that you bring on will complement each other, and you will be able to live that as your shared mission, exuding out, starting with exuding real divine love out to other people automatically, and also giving that shape into a specific thing you could help other people with, and then potentially building your mission business to support that kind of help that you're giving others. And they will be the perfect partner in that for you, even when they would, for instance, just remain in a certain job that they do for a boss that is outside of your union. But then still, you would feel together in that actual shared mission that was birthed from your harmonious union. And it will be perfect for uniquely you, for how you can balance that practical layer of doing that mission. They will be perfect for that. This is how you can check if they are your true twin flame. Are they that, or are they not that? I remember this important false twin flame, so-called. I thought of him as that we may have this mission in common, but it was merely me projecting a hope that he would have this genuine mission that would be some sort of a puzzle piece inside what I already knew that I wanted to do and have and build. And it was more a projection of me onto him. And what he did in that, at that moment, I thought that he had some sort of a health component of what I wanted in my spiritual healing teachership. That was totally wrong, but I projected that idea that he would have a health puzzle piece that would fit into this, right? And that was a projection, so that was not real. So that was also why he's not my true twin flame. He was someone that made me believe this as well. He just played into that I wanted that, and he just made it look like that was something that he was big on and that it was real. But it was actually kind of empty of love, empty of money, empty of action, empty of everything. And yeah, so that was just not real. That was the false twin flame, right? The true twin flame actually makes a true contribution to what that is, that mission. And even maybe in our case, in my true union, when you would see me being the visionary that is the spiritual teacher, stepping forward as that, and he would be more the visionary that is the financial master, then you would still see that spiritual is about value, and value is expressed in money. Money is about energy, and energy is my core modality for spiritual healing. So this is completely connected. And an important indicator for me was when I got clear in my heart that I would not be able to heal people without him being present, without him being there with me. Maybe he's not the one executing it. Maybe not at all. But I cannot do it without him being there with me. And that, in the end, referred to the true twin flame, not to the false twin flame. And you can work on discerning through that one. The true twin flame will be your teacher, not because they will stand up at the blackboard and write letters on it in chalk, and you read them and you repeat them to them. No, because they live something that you actually may feel upset about, so that you start to do inner work. And then that inner work is truly core for you, and it leads you to your true lessons, and you learn them to completion. And when you're at that completion of that lesson, they will still be standing as your true twin flame. Now that's that teacher that we're talking about. And you are also their true teacher. So maybe you can feel in that one, is that what's truly happening in you? And in you too? In the two of you, what is that what's truly happening? Are you living something that he takes in for himself? He digests that. You are his teacher, and he digests what you show him, so that he learns something, so that he also accepts you as his teacher, right? It's a matter of acceptance that will automatically happen with the true twin flame, not the false one. The best the false one can do is feign it, do as if. He will maybe do as if you just said this wonderful, wise thing. Mine did that. He would do as if he was learning from me, or wanted to learn from me, because I think he sensed that he needed to say that to keep me around. Really dumb, absolutely ridiculous, but it happens, and it may happen for you too. He would say something like, "Oh, I love that spiritual topic. Yes, it would be wonderful for me to also learn that openness for the universe like you have it in exactly that way. I would love to also develop that. I'm sure that I could develop that for myself too when I'm in relationship with you. And I love that about our togetherness." He would seriously say something like that. But actually, in the tone of his voice, in the truth of the matter, in the truth of his heart, this was not genuine. He just said something with words, but it was not connected to who he truly was. And if I would have been honest with myself, I could feel that. And I actually felt that. And I felt deserted. And I felt abandoned. And I felt awful. But it still took a while before I stacked all this evidence and released him as a false twin flame. Okay. But looking back, I could sense it. And that was actually already true. Just like it was already all these years already true. And I had felt it already, that my true twin flame was my best friend in the universe. You know, I had already felt that. It had already come in. So stop lying to yourself. Stop deceiving yourself. Be honest with yourself and start to stack the evidence to know that this is your true twin flame and the other one, the false one. We've one left, one role, the student. Can they be the student to you? Can they learn a lesson from you as their teacher? Not because they're sitting in a classroom setting and you're suddenly one Saturday afternoon the teacher. No, because that is a layer of life, a part of life that is happening and it's integrated in the rest. And you see that this is what's happening. Can they be your student? Do they accept from you certain lessons that they learn when they're upset and they need to process what that is? And do they arrive in their own new loving place in their heart after they have done their own inner work? Even though that may not look like the way you do inner work, they still might do it in their own way by going on a long hike or something alone. Dreaming away while at the office. Are they able to accept themselves as a student from you in certain moments when that is crucial, in which you have lived something for them that taught them a lesson? Or maybe you have verbalized something for them and maybe they even don't like it that you did that, but they accept it anyway and they do learn something. And that does get integrated. Well, that's your student. That's how that works. Are they that? Then it will be your true twin flame. A false twin flame will not be genuine there, will not learn anything from you because they're not interested. Because they're not interested in that deeper layer of life where you automatically learn from each other in the depth of your unconscious mind, in relationship. The beautiful tool that the universe has to make you more conscious, to bring you at your harmonious union point, relationships. Such a beautiful tool. And are you the student to your true twin flame? Do you feel you have the humility to learn from them? That's a sign that they are your true twin flame, right? Does it feel good to you what they're showing you as a lesson and you taking it in and digesting it and coming closer to your core? Does that feel correct and genuine and true? Is that process making you a true student? Can you honestly say that you take on that role towards them and it does you genuinely well in who you truly are at the core of what you are? That is a sign. And there you go. I truly hope this helped you, because then it is your true twin flame. And again, a false twin flame will not be interested in being all of these roles to you and will also be slacking off the ones that he or she chose to inhabit with you for a while. His or her presence and compassion in that role is not real, and you can sense that it is false. Get clear by being real honest with yourself and have your answer eternally. But even when you're clear about it, sometimes the true twin flame blatantly ghosts you. What to think about that? Oh my God, I talk about that in the video that will appear here in a couple of seconds. I hope that helps as well, and I will see you there. Love from Petra.